Hey Crushers, Young here, bringing you a new top tricks and tips video, sponsored by Godzy Lab. This video is featuring some of the top tricks and tips for CTA as of July 2020. As a reminder, my personal Discord server is open to the public. The link is in the description below this video. Before jumping into the top tricks and tips, I'd like to cover an update to the Blitz mode since the previous video. The difficulty has been lowered. Malecki stated on the official Discord that the difficulty was lowered by 10% from the Necromancer Blitz we just finished. The tier rewards were also buffed to help with the decreased amount of attacks from the changes made in the Summer Update 2020. You can view more information regarding the Summer Update 2020 in my previous video with the same name. I'll include the link in the description below this video. Now moving into our top tricks and tips, we're going to start by looking at team buff percentage on heroes' 4-star abilities. I'm looking mainly at Merlinus as he's being used for his 4-star ability to buff heroes like Spike and Siegfried. Due to the way that HP is calculated in PvP, and also due to the 10 times multiplier to base HP in these modes, it makes buffs such as Merlinus' buff negligible and isn't worth using solely for the buff. Now, I would also like to take a moment to show you Siegfried's buff, and I'll include that even with this self buff, he still isn't good unless you have vitality runes helping increase that base HP amount as well. Now, what it boils down to is that you should be using other heroes that offer things like damage reduction in Dark Hunter and Spark, DPS buffs like One Eye, Onyx, and Scud, or other heroes that have substantial effects, and not waste a slot trying to buff the HP on a hero that will only give it a minimal increase. The easiest way to explain this, Menace from PXK, or Phoenix Knights, added that the easiest way to explain HP buffs are bad is to say adding a 7 Merlinus to your arena team gives your Spike the same amount of health as giving him a rune that gives plus 32% HP. And if it's male weak, it gives a third of that, the equivalent of 10.5% HP from runes. And if it's male barbarian weak, it gives 1/5 of that, so plus 6.4% HP from runes. Now I'll demonstrate this to make it a bit easier for you to visualize. So this is Siegfried without Merlinus, and here is Siegfried with Merlinus. As you can see, in this specific example, Siegfried has only gained plus 300% additional HP, which is pretty insignificant compared to the 9,500 he's getting. Now the next thing we'd like to cover is the best way to take advantage of the ×2 chest event. The best way to make the most of this particular event is to not open any gold chests prior to the event starting. So if the event isn't starting for 8 hours until after the daily reset, when you check the news tab, then you should wait until it starts to begin opening any chests. You'll get a lot more flues from those first few chests that you open than you would have if you jumped the gun too early. Now, I've had it suggested to cover suggestions for maximizing use with the pacifier item. Now, this item allows you to refund all of the awakening materials and shards from a hero of your choice. There is a strategy that many players suggest to newer players. Focus on Spike or Skeleton Giant until they reach 7 stars, and then make him a 7/5/6, whether it's Skeleton Giant or Spike. Really though, you could fully invest in that hero. You could make it a 7/7 to carry you further, Then, when you've maxed a better tank, like Gladiator, for example, to 7 stars, you can come in here. Oops, clicked off of it by accident. You can come in here and you can click Reset if you own a pacifier item, and you can get those materials, you can get most of those materials back, and then you can use those materials on the better tank. This strategy would allow you to make a strong hero early in to carry you higher, while spending time to build up a better hero to take you further. Now the next topic is pushing in Blitz to higher tiers. Mr. Moogle said that it seems a lot of new players keep their 3-star heroes in Blitz, or in the first Blitz tier, and their 4 to 5-star heroes in the second Blitz tier. Early on, it's very important to push into higher Blitz tiers to get better catalysts to use in upgrading your weapons. A single 5-star hero with 4 awakens and a weapon level of 3 is able to solo the 3rd level Blitz tier and get epic catalyst. This is really important so that you'll be able to get weapon level 6, which allows you to get 2 full rune sets. Likewise, pushing 3-star heroes to the second Blitz tier allows you to farm rare catalysts, which are also required for weapon level 6. Switching gears over here, we're going to take a look at the Princess Stream. Princess Streams and 2x Prism items should be used during the 2x Prism event. Princess Streams are most effective when used to quickly reach your max stage, and the 2x Prism item should be used only during the 2x Prism event to give you 4 times the Prisms. I will add in that you should not spend flues to double your Prisms during the 2x Prism event, or any time for that matter. There are much better things to spend your flues on. Next up, I wanted to discuss the time jumps. These consumable items should be used during the 2x Prism event in conjunction with Princess Streams. I wanted to address this separately from the Princess Stream section because it warrants specific discussion. The time jumps do decrease Princess Stream time, so you have to make sure that when you activate them, you go back in and add in more Princess Stream time. Using these items efficiently will help you maximize the amount of ascends you're capable of doing during a ×2 Prism event and ultimately yield the best overall results for you. Likewise, you should do your best to use only what you're needing. If a 2-hour time jump covers your needs, don't use a 4-hour. Then sliding back over, we're going to jump back into Rune discussion to some extent, and we're going to discuss AoE and attack range. So actually, we'll just use Monkey King for this example. Now these are 2 very important stats, and there seems to be a lot of confusion around them. AoE on melee heroes, such as Monkey King, starts at the hero's feet. So Skeleton Giant, for example, deals AoE damage, starting from basically right in front of himself. AoE Gunners, on the other hand, AoE on Gunners starts at the impact point of the target and isn't centered on the target. It is off-centered behind the target, and AoE starts from that point. Are you following me so far? Now, attack range is how far back the hero is from other heroes before it starts attacking them. This is important for keeping squishy heroes behind your wall tank. Now, some heroes need both attack range and AoE, such as Monkey King here. His AoE starts from right in front of him, but he needs to be as far back as possible so that he can survive AoE from your enemy heroes. Now, a good rule of thumb is that for every 1% of attack range, you should have at least 2% of AoE to compensate. This applies for other heroes too, like Skeleton Giant, Atlantis, and Siegfried, who all need to stay behind a wall tank in most cases. Hopefully, you'll now have a better understanding of how these mechanics work, and you can use them to better your own play experience. The seventh thing that we're going to cover today is the importance of rune sets. This may seem like a no-brainer, but I can't stress enough how important it is to get 3 of the same type of rune um, on your weapons in order to take advantage of the set bonuses offered. As an example for this, let's go ahead and take a look at my Namada. Okay. So now as you can see, I've not done much with her yet. Let me go ahead and just swap some stuff around real quick. We'll just take these off. I've honestly just not done very much with her. Okay. I do have her at weapon level 3, but now I have no runes on. So if we take a look at the rune options, you'll see we can use 3-star and lower. And right here I've got these 3-star frozen and chilling runes. Okay, so scrolling down here you can see frozen and chilling runes. These would both prove to be good options for Namada. You can't mix and match them. I can't put 2 frozen and 1 chilling and get set bonuses. So just to show as an example here, actually that is a poor example. I should at least show you, better runes while doing this. So what I can't do though is I can't mix these up. So right there are 2 frozen runes. They also have a clock symbol in the corner. You can see that right there. And I can't mix this with chilling to get a set bonus because they have different set bonuses. Frozen runes have freeze time, and chilling runes have freeze chance. So if you look here, I don't have any freeze time and I don't have any freeze chance. Now, I don't have enough low-leveled chilling runes to make a set, so I'll drop the chilling rune, and instead we can throw on, let's just throw this one on right here. This is a frozen rune offering freeze time. Okay, so we've dropped the chilling rune and put another frozen rune on instead, but wait! Do you notice how up here I still don't have any freeze time? That's because Namada doesn't freeze opponents by default. She has to have a chilling set first, and then she can run a frozen set to get that set bonus. A very easy way to tell this is by looking at the rune itself that you're looking at. If it has a red border around it, like these frozen runes do, or this flanks rune does, it means that you can't get the set bonus because of a missing factor. What we're going to do in this case is remove that missing factor by increasing the weapon level to level 6. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to come up here and we will increase Namada's weapon level to weapon level 6. And then we're going to come back in here, and what we're going to do is we are going to let's see, I'm going to need a few more chilling runes in this case. So what we'll do, we'll back up just a little bit more, and we're going to jump on Buggernaut Giant. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these level 3 runes off of Buggernaut Giant. I'm going to take these chilling runes from a hero that I don't need, and I don't use Buggernaut Giant for anything. So we'll just go ahead and take these off of him, and hop back onto Namada. And now what we're going to do is come back down, and we're going to give her 3 chilling runes. And all of these have already been increased, so there we go. Now, looking up here, you can see that she has freeze chance, 9.5%, and she also has freeze time, 44%. These are effects from the set bonus because she now has freeze chance thanks to the chilling set, meaning that you can see freeze time being added right here from this set. And of course this rune could be upgraded to further increase that freeze time as well. That said, I do have probably a 4-star rune. No, maybe not. Yeah, I don't. I was about to say I probably have a 4-star rune with that effect, but I don't. So, working on her, you can see right there 44%, 9.5%, and we now have freeze chance and freeze time, but it's important to have all three. If I take even one of these off, I lose all of that because she no longer has a freeze chance, and that means that she can no longer have freeze time because she's not currently freezing anything. Tossing that back on, you can see it's immediately added back in. So hopefully that helps you to understand the importance of set bonuses moving forward from here. Now the next thing that we're going to look at is right here. Staging. Only run 5 heroes for staging. This sounds simple enough, and for most of my viewers you should already know this, but it is most efficient to have only 5 staging heroes, 1 of each element, and to stagger your prisms so that you can reach higher staging levels. Higher staging levels means more prisms and ultimately more player levels. Player levels can give you player library orbs, and it increases the HP of your crystal. For a more in-depth explanation, please visit and view the basic staging guide video I made that covers staging more thoroughly. Now the 10th and final topic that we're going to be covering today is, once again, runes. I know I've been hitting on runes in a lot of my videos lately. This is because they are so fundamentally important and pivotal to gameplay. So the biggest tip I can give you regarding them is that you should not waste any dust on 1, 2, and 6-star runes. I'll say that again for the people in the back. Do not spend dust on 1, 2, or 6-star runes. Main reason being on 6-star is that they're just so expensive. It costs a little bit over 1 million rune dust to level them up, and it's just not economical to do so. Now, many players will also tell you that you shouldn't spend any dust on 3-star runes, and while this is very true on the higher end of gameplay, I will stress that you should work with what you've got. Generally speaking, it is good to spend dust on 4-star runes, and best to spend dust on 5-star runes. That said, you don't want to spend, don't max a 5-star bonus gold on a damage rune, for example. That would be terrible. But if you have a 5-star attack rune, like this one here with defense and HP, that would likely be worth your dust for use on a variety of viable DPS heroes. This one has bonus gold as well, which isn't that great, but again though, my recommendation is to work with what you've got. Now, as I conclude today's video, I would like to take a moment to give a special thanks to several users. In particular, I'd like to give a special acknowledgement to Medivh, who made the thumbnail for today's video. I'd like to thank the Discord users who helped contribute to this video. In particular, I'd like to acknowledge Mr. Moogle, Flocky, Pi, Menace, and Medivh. If you're interested in donating, the link for my Patreon is linked in the description below. Finally, I'd like to thank each and every one of you who take the time to make it this far into each of my videos. Your continued support is the reason I do this. Thanks for watching.